Over the past several months, America is starting to learn that Negroes have guns. How's it going out there? I'm your host, Talking Face, and this could be news brought to you by Royal Family Studios. Over 4th of July weekend, a black gun club called the NFAC, which is an acronym for Not Effing Around Club, marched on Stone Mountain armed, and they were rolling deep.
Mark the wood. Mark the wood. Watch it now.
It was in response to a claim made by the Ku Klux Klan that said that they were going to attack black people on Stone Mountain around 8 p.m. Me, along with a lot of law-abiding American citizens, see nothing wrong with this because they're doing nothing wrong but practicing their constitutional rights. But it seems that we're going to put Dave Chappelle's theory to the test.
Every able-bodied African American must register for a legal firearm. That's the only way they'll change the law.
I don't think they would change any laws right now, even though a lot of gun control laws did stem from Democrats being a little racist toward black people. But everybody who is a law-abiding citizen in America deserves their right to bear arms. But for some reason, Black Lives Matter doesn't. And it's kind of funny to me because they're claiming that we're suffering from police brutality and attacks by white racists, but being the Marxists that they are, they don't believe that citizens should bear arms. Look how they responded to a church that was giving away an AR-15 to a church member. It was a little raffle or something like that, and they were not happy about it.
Good morning.
But it shows that Black Lives Matter really does not care about protecting black lives. Like people said time and time again, and like I will always say, Black Lives Matter is a political movement. They do not care about black lives. They care about overthrowing capitalism and the Republic of America. I mean, the exchange between Don Lemon and Terry Crews pretty much proved it all. Where Don Lemon said the quiet part out loud. And if you notice in this video, CNN does it all the time. But everything is working fine during the interview when the guest is supposed to talk. But when they're saying something that makes sense, or when they feel that the host needs to speak and tell the lie, they always have technical difficulties. Now, I don't always agree with what Terry Crews has to say, but he was telling the truth. And it's the same truth that Barack Obama said, and even what Don Lemon said before Donald Trump became president.
The Black Lives Matter movement was started because it was talking about police brutality. If you want an all Black Lives Matter movement that talks about gun violence in communities, including, black communities, then start that movement with that name. But that's not what Black Lives Matter is about. It's not an all-encompassing. So if you're talking about, if someone started a movement that said, cancer matters, and then someone comes in and says, why aren't you talking about HIV? It's not the same thing. Black Lives Matter is about police brutality and about criminal justice. It's not about what happens in communities when it comes to crime, black on black crime. People who live near each other, black people, kill each other. Same as whites. 80-some% of white people are killed by white people.
True.
because of proximity.
Very true.
It's the same thing with black people.
But
That
again,
happens in every single
I just have
neighborhood.
to mention,
But that doesn't, again, I'm not saying that's not important that those kids died, but it's a different movement.
It's time now for some tough love on the subject. The reason there is so much violence and chaos in the black precincts is the disintegration of the African American family.
He's got a point. In fact, he's got more than a point. Bill?
Raised without much structure, young black men often reject education and gravitate towards the street culture, drugs, hustling, gangs. Nobody forces them to do that. Again, it is a personal decision.
He is right about that too. But in my estimation, he doesn't go far enough. Because black people, if you really want to fix the problem, here's just 5 things that you should think about doing. Here's number 5, pull up your pants. Number 4 now is the N-word. Now number 3, respect where you live. Start small by not dropping trash, littering in your own communities. I've lived in several predominantly white neighborhoods in my life. I rarely, if ever, witness people littering.
Does this mean that the present Don Lemon will cancel the past Don Lemon? If that doesn't tell it all, I don't know what does. This whole thing is about letting your emotions run free in chaos. That's all they want is chaos. Nobody cares about the truth. Nobody cares about facts. Everybody just wants to be mad at Donald Trump and his administration and just these past 4 years with him being in charge. People are even pissed off about Donald Trump wanting to pull federal funding from schools since the teachers don't want to go back to work because of the Chinese virus. And I don't understand why people get upset because you're not going to use the schools. You want to do everything online. What is this, like extra money for the teachers? And it's just for the teachers' unions that run education, period, and is running it to the ground. Also, backed by the Democrats. And they don't care about educating your kids. They care about indoctrinating your kids. And the one thing they want to indoctrinate your kids on is racism.
Sad. You're sad. But today you want to talk.
Racist. It hurts people when they see a white man bouncing a brown baby on their lap and they don't know the context. That is harmful. That makes people cry. It makes people log out of our meetings. They don't come here. They don't come to our meetings, and they give me a hard time because I'm not vocal enough, and I'm not trying to be a martyr. I'm trying to illustrate to you that you think I'm a social justice warrior, and you think I'm being patronizing, and I'm getting pressure for not being enough of an advocate. And I take that to heart, and that hurts me, and I have to learn to make how to be a better white person.
I would like
You
to know
don't have
before
people
this meeting
telling you
adjourns-
that.
I would like to know before this meeting adjourns how having my friend's nephew on my lap was hurtful to people and was racist. Can you please explain?
Tom, I've explained it to you. You can Google, you can read a book. Read Ibram
I'm
Kendi.
asking
Read
you
White
to
Fragility.
explain what you
Read How
just
to Talk
said.
to White People.
No,
It's not my
no.
job to educate you. You're an
Okay.
educated white man,
You're right.
and you can read a book.
My
and
friend
you can
is
learn
going
about
to
it yourself.
educate you, Robin.
These are the people that are teaching your children. Everything can be racist. And while all this stupid crap is going on, and while everybody's worried about the coronavirus, people are still protesting and rioting in the streets. And we have leaders like the mayor of New York, Bill de Blasio, who is saying that he doesn't want people to go to school or churches, but you're able to protest. Nothing makes sense, and everything is political. And it's sad that the only person who's not trying to use all this crap going on as a political weapon is President Trump. It's probably because this is his first time doing politics and he doesn't know how to do it right. But that's just me. I I really don't know what's going on anymore. Everything in the world is crazy and it doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense anymore. And maybe that's the plan all along, just to bring about confusion. Because it seems like it's working. Because honestly, I don't even know why anybody's mad right now. Especially when nobody in this freaking nation is mad at China. Everybody on the news should be like, China. But that's just me. What do you think? Do you think Black Lives Matter really does care about black people and black people shouldn't arm themselves? Or do you think all this is dumb and everybody should just go home, write an angry letter to China, and go back to work in school? And let's try to find some type of normalcy. But that's all we got. I'm your host, Talking Face. This could be news. Stay safe, prayed up out there. Peace.